sexually mutilate women and children and gays and lesbians all across the Middle East. But Hillary says there's a war on women. Stop taking blood money, Hillary Clinton. Clinton, you've abused your power. When she was Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton took over 2 million shares of stock in a mining company, which she then let a Bangladeshi U.S. ambassador lobby to use that company so that she could make money on it. Hillary Clinton has also brokered a deal while Secretary of State without congressional approval to go ahead and allow the Russian government to buy enough stock in a company, a U.S. uranium company, so that she is actually given Russia the rights to control over 20 Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to proudly introduce the president of the Brooklyn Young Republican Club, Mr. Glenn Nocera, and he'd like to say a few words to our rally members.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming here today. I know it's a Sunday, it's a beautiful day, and we could have been doing other things, but I thank you for coming here for our Rally for Truth. It is important for the people to know that Hillary Clinton is lying, and she needs to explain herself in front of Congress. Congressman Trey Gowdy invited her to Congress to explain herself when it came to Benghazi, where 4 Americans have died because of the result of her inactions. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to have her come before Congress and tell the American people, we're not here saying she can't run for president per se. Anyone could run for president. It's her American right to do so. But we're here to say you have a lot of questions to answer the American public, and we want you to answer them in front of Congress. The American people need to know exactly what is going on.
We
have the right to know why you deleted over 30,000 emails and you're hiding the server. What are you hiding? We need to know what is going on with the Clinton Foundation, of all the money that was over a couple $100 million that was raised because of your husband tracing around town and other countries while you were Secretary of State. Were you selling favors? People need to know. People want to know. If you're going to be in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue like your husband, you need to speak to the American public in front of Congress and come clean and say, what are you hiding? We need to vet you. And then if you pass the vetting process, by all means, enjoy the election. Hopefully you'll lose, because I don't agree with your policies. But speaking of policies, I just starting to feel something coming over me. I don't know.
What's happening?
Now, I was listening to the radio yesterday on WABC. I think it was Friday.
Was that the Frankie Russo show?
I believe it was the Frankie Russo show, and I heard a certain person. His name was President Clinton.
Bubba. He's
Bubba, as he is affectionately known. He came on around 1:30 a.m. at WABC Radio, 770, on your AM dial.
It's on the internet.
And it's on the internet. So I was hearing, and I said, what was that? Bill Clinton's going to appear at our little rally here today? Now, I was saying, how is he going to do that? That's very nice of him. He wants a discourse between the people, and he wants to say his side about his wife. That is just great. So, I'm wondering. I think someone, oh my God, something's happening over me. I'm starting to feel everyone's time. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today. I'm glad I'm here today. I'm using your President Glenn Nocera of the Brooklyn Young Republican Club as a host, and I want to thank him for me channeling him and me going through his body to say to vote for my wife Hillary.
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is that what you wanted to say, Bill?
No. I want to say something. I got something this morning, and I said, what is going on here? What Hillary Clinton said that I cannot have any female interns.
That's Monica.
That's Monica right now calling me. Monica, not now. Please, wait, excuse me, we're having a little technical difficulty. Monica, I cannot speak right now. No, not now. There's cameras going. You know how that happens when I do such things like that. Wear that blue dress you know I like. But anyway, so let me tell you something. Hillary Clinton said, my wife, I love her dearly. She said that I cannot have any female interns. Now, I want to say one thing, and I want to make this clear. Hillary Clinton needs to stop her war on women.
Stop Hillary's war on women!
Stop Hillary Clinton's war on women, because at the end of the day, I need to get back in that White House, and I need to do things that I need to do. All right, I'll tell you something. I feel everyone's pain. I'm here, and I love everyone.
You feel a lot of things.
But listen, if you could look past my wife Hillary, if you could look past her, please vote for her, because I have unfinished business. I hid things in the wall of the White House. I have to get back in that White House. I feel your pain. I know you're going to have a lot of pain if you vote for my wife, but do it for Bubba.
Was there some Cuban contraband in those walls?
Well, there's a lot of Cuban contraband, as my little mini-me over here said, with the little cigars. I know they weren't legal at the time. The little Cuban cigars. I love Cuba. Yeah, feel your pain.
Cigar never hurt nobody.
A little cigar never hurt anyone, unless you're a little,
Unless you're
whatever. I go without. I digress. A southern gentleman never talks nasty like that. But anyway, what I'm here to say is, listen. You have questions about my wife Hillary. I understand that. And I'm glad you're here, because this is the American people have the right to protest and go to rallies, as long as it's done in a peaceful and civil manner like you guys are doing here today. So I want to thank you all for doing that.
God bless America.
So everyone has that God-given right to do so.
Amen.
So what I'm saying, what I'm saying here today, as your former president, as the 42nd president of the United States, listen. Of course, I want you to vote for my wife, Hillary. No. Obviously, you're not going to do that, right?
No.
Okay. All right. I understand. I understand. This will not stand, apparently. So what I'm saying here today is, God bless you all. I love you all. But please, again, reconsider. It's a couple years away, right? What is it, 2016? So about a year and a half away, or a year or so. I can't do math anymore. My mind's a little scrambled. All the money I'm making.
Unless it's donations.
Exactly. All the money I'm making. That newfangled thing called hundreds of millions. I never thought I would ever be making that amount of money. But anyway, I digress.
Off the silverware.
So what I'm saying here today is, I want you to consider doing that, because I really do need to get back in our White House. But I understand your concerns. I understand, and when I'm on the radio, on WABC radio, when I do make my weekly appearance on the Frankie Russo show, I really, really, really love to hear from the American people. So God bless you all.
God bless America.
So God bless America.
Go away.
But what we're saying, well, that's your right. And on November of 2016, and on November of 2016, obviously you guys won't be voting for my wife Hillary.
No.
So that's okay. But I understand she has a lot of things to answer the American public, and hopefully as the time gets closer to election time, she will do so. But with people like you to make sure that happens, God bless you all. Thank you very much. And now I'm going to give you back your host, after I hosted his body, your president, Glenda Sarah. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you back. I'm going to give you back your president, Glenda Sarah. Ladies and gentlemen, here he comes. There you go.
There we go.
All right. Woo! Sorry.
Well, praise be the Lord. What happened here? What am I? Oh my God! What am I holding here?
Who's that? Is that a Bill Clinton in your pants, or you just happy to see us?
Ladies and gentlemen, if we turn away, Frankie Russo from the Frankie Russo Show. Yay! Frankie Russo. Frankie, why don't you come up here while we're filming here? Why don't you say a couple words about, we were just talking about how Bill Clinton apparently channeled my body. Ghost called your show on WABC radio. So Frankie, press the button and
Go ahead and talk. Thank you.
How you all doing? First, I want to say these are real Americans on a beautiful day to show up like this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Glenda Sarah doing a great job. Diane Atkins doing a great job. I want to go running later, so I'm in my running stuff.
You look like a janitor at a gym.
I'm running here to get her.
You look like a boxing gym janitor.
Yeah, I'm getting exactly. So this is a great event. Understand something. People have to understand.
Turn it around. Don't be a Clinton.
Okay. Hold on. Come on.
Give me the bag.
You're having a technical difficulty. Please stay.
This is a great event, everybody. Everybody has to understand, you know. For the first time in our history, we had the Clinton Foundation attached to the State Department. The Secretary of State was in charge, Hillary Clinton. Barack Obama, who I believe, and I'll say it till the cows come home, is an illegal president.
Yes. Exactly.
Selective service card, fraudulent. According to federal law, you can't serve in the executive branch if your selective service card is fraudulent. Then he signs a document with Bill Clinton, the Clinton Foundation, Valerie Garrett. In addition, Cheryl Mills is sitting on the board of the Clinton Foundation. In addition, Rosa Jackson is sitting on the Clinton Foundation. They signed this memorandum of understanding to have a chokehold on the State Department. Wow. That means, according to Judicial Watch, who did the FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, to get all those State Department documents, it came out, and we got to, for them, thank God for the Judicial Watch, we have the information that the State Department was actually doing the bidding for the Clinton Foundation instead of
the American people.
The security interests of the American people.
Right.
Which
sellouts.
Right.
Sellouts.
I do solemnly swear to execute the office of the Secretary of State and to defend and protect the Constitution, United States Constitution. So help me God.
Amen.
Amen. What happened to the violation? What happened to the oath of office?
What about that?
Hillary, yeah, that's, you see, now this is crazy, right? The 20% of the uranium production to the Soviets, that's a crazy thing, and the entire United States government approved that. I had a caller call into the Frankie Russo show, and the dude said to me, who do you think the uranium is going to go to?
Russia.
Iran. It's going to go to Iran.
Going to Iran?
Let's go to Iran, he said. I was blown away. Iran!
They sold it to Russia to go to Russia.
So we have a president, we have an illegal president sitting on nuclear global proliferation. Frankie Russo, what does that mean? That's a big term, Frankie Russo. Well, think about it. In the 80s, remember the 80s? The arms race was between Russia, pretty much the United States.
Yeah.
Global nuclear proliferation means the rogue regimes have nuclear power. That means North Korea, that means Iran. Guess what? Who's got the problem?
We do.
And you know something? What kind of legacy are we leaving for the American people that we leave later? Because with all this stuff, with this printing of the money and this Fugazi stock market and whatever's going on over there, eventually, quite frankly, I hate to say it, but it's going to create a problem for us Americans, for the people that don't have the actual economics to deal with this. We're going to pay the piper over here. So we're leaving a legacy for our kids, for the kids after.
We got to stop it.
We got to stop this.
No more of it. Keep Hillary out. Keep Hillary out.
Now listen, everybody. I believe, and you know, I talked about it on my show. I have a pre-show at 77 WABC that the Clinton Foundation with Hillary Clinton, with Obama, who signed the agreement, Valerie Garrett, the president-elect committee, plus the Clinton Foundation, Valerie Garrett, plus the Clinton Foundation, signed by Bill Clinton. They signed this agreement, which I believe is a criminal enterprise. Frankie Russo, you're talking crazy. Well, think about it. When the Iranian government deemed by the federal courts 3 front organizations, the Alevi Foundation, the Assa Corporation, and the Bank Melli of Iran, according to Judge Catherine Forrest, who the complaint was submitted by the Justice Department, Preg Bahara, the cat that dragged out Sheldon Silver from the assembly, the leader, in handcuffs. Right? The courts deemed that those three organizations that own 650 Fifth Avenue, right in the middle of Manhattan, is the Iranian government. Our Levy Foundation gave $105,000 to Clinton Foundation. So Frankie Russo, what does that mean? Well, think about it. We're not talking about, you know, pictures with radical Islamists. We're talking about court papers, a judge's decision, and the Clintons till today refuse to return the money. Why do you think the Iranian government gave the money to the Clinton Foundation? Why? And why did they not till today? Access? How about sanctions? How about getting around sanctions? Because don't forget, the Treasury Department, the Justice Department, the FBI have sanctions on all of these all these Iranian front organizations, like Bank Melli of Iran, like Al Levy Foundation. They found them guilty. They found the director of the Levy Foundation guilty of obstruction of justice. He's in jail. The Asa corporations, these are terrorist entities now. And the Clinton Foundation is supposedly representing America. Clinton's a former president of the United States. So, taking money from terrorists that are killing Americans.
Oh, hell no.
The 650 Fifth Avenue building, the four mosques that the Iranian government owns, was seized by the courts. Absolutely, they were seized by the courts, right? And the judge ruled all the proceeds of the sale of the 650 Fifth Avenue building and the four mosques that the Iranian government owns. The proceeds of the sale are supposed to go to the families of the victims of September 11, 2001, and to the Marines, to the families of the Marines. God bless our Marines. The 200 Marines that got bombed in Beirut in the 1980s. Do you see the acts of terror that the Iranian government has been perpetrating on the Americans and the American allies for the past decades? 1984, since 1984, the Iranian government, the Iranian state, they've been considered a state sponsor of terror. A state sponsor of terror. And the Clintons are taking money from them.
Sell out.
2 days.
Sell out.
Rachel Edrenfeld, president of the American Center of Democracy, stated that 2 days after the United States government deemed the Asa Corporation a terrorist entity, the Clintons took the money from the Iranian government.
Criminal!
And they've yet to return it. I mean, you know, this is like, to me, this is a criminal enterprise. This is like, you know, they talk about Lucky Luciano, they talk about all these gangsters. These are gangsters with PhDs.
That's right.
I mean,
Got to go.
why do you think they're taking money from the Iranian government? To get around the sanctions. Quite frankly, if you look at the way the Iranian government is acting with these nuke deals, basically, if you really want to be honest, North Korea has the bomb, so does Iran. Iran's sitting on nuclear proliferation.
No more Clinton.
Quite frankly.
North Korea has the bomb.
And all Obama is doing is covering his what do you want to call it, legacy or whatever, because quite frankly, he's sitting on global proliferation. Untouchable. Hey, listen, are we going to stop Clinton?
Yeah!
We got to vet everybody. We don't even know if Hillary Clinton violated federal laws. Right?
Hillary, hand over the server.
We don't even know.
Hillary, touch
She swiped it clean. Trey Gowdy said, give me that server. She swiped it clean. I want to thank you so much. Glenda Sarah, Brooklyn Young Republican Club, Diane Atkins, Lawrence Woodbury from the Northeast Queens, Marty Elna, everybody else that came here on a beautiful day to come here and protest against this takeover. We got to stop this because this progressive government, this big spending government is a big detriment to our civil liberties, to the American way of life. God bless America, everybody.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming here. Brooklyn is in the house! And we're trying to keep Clinton all, Glenn Nocera and Frankie Russo, they said some very good points and excellent points about the lawlessness of Hillary Clinton. What I want to speak about is some specifics. Hillary Clinton, as the Secretary of State, she literally denied repeated requests for added security in a compound in Benghazi, Libya. Her refusing to add additional security when it was known that it was becoming a hotbed of Al-Qaeda operatives. By refusing that, we had 4 Americans killed. They were murdered in a terrorist attack, including a U.S. ambassador. We have not had a U.S. ambassador die in the line of duty since Jimmy Carter's presidency. That's a long time ago, people. Hillary also turned around, lied to the faces of the parents of those 4 people who got killed in Benghazi. She lied to their parents, to their faces. She lied to the American people. She made a video and lied to the world, saying that the Benghazi attack on September 11, 2012, she lied to everybody to say that it was because of a YouTube video. When the Secretary of Defense at the time, Leon Panetta, had said in Congress, before Congress in testimony, that they knew within 15 minutes of the attack that it was a terrorist organization that did it. That attack spanned for over 7 hours, and nobody came to help our people there.
And then she told the families the same lie.
Now, another thing Hillary Clinton did as Secretary of State, without congressional approval, she allowed a deal to be brokered between the Russian government, so that the Russian government now has a 20% stake in control of all U.S. uranium that we produce here. Hillary Clinton has also taken tens of millions of dollars from Middle Eastern countries with some of the most atrocious human rights violations on the planet. Hillary Clinton talks about a war on women, but she's taken blood money in donations to the Clinton Foundation from foreign governments that routinely kill, beat, rape, sexually mutilate, burn to death, stone to death, women, children, gays, lesbians, and Christians on a regular basis. So Hillary, stop your war on women. Another thing on Hillary's war on women, as Secretary of State, she paid 72 cents to every female employee, 72 cents on average for every dollar that their male counterparts earned. Yet she talks about an inequality of pay. Hillary Clinton has taken over $2 million worth of, over 2 million shares, of undisclosed stock in a mining company from a foreign government that then turned around and 2 months later, their ambassador from Bangladesh was lobbying the Secretary of State to allow them to do mining there. She's also taken hundreds of millions of dollars altogether to the Clinton Foundation, where so much of it is undisclosed that she's now forced to redo at least 5 years worth of tax returns. Hillary Clinton has an atrocious record of unethical behavior and lies. She lied and was fired from her Democrat boss back in the days of the Nixon-Watergate investigations, and he said because she was unethical and a liar. It just continued from there. She also made a comment that was widely spread on the news about when she was defending a rapist, and in a private conversation that was recorded, laughed about it, that she got him off. She got him off with time, sir. I should have paused there. The bottom line is, Hillary Clinton is a proven liar. She's proven to be unethical. The woman is unfit to be the President of the United States. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're no party affiliation. Hillary Clinton is not fit for president.
That's right.
She needs to go. So Hillary, what we want to say today is stop the lies. Hillary, 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 stop the lies.
Hillary, stop the lies!
That's it.
sovereign bill to fly around the world in the lap of luxury.
I think they're flying now.
They're flying right now. One of the things that Hillary Clinton has done is taken from the Clinton Foundation. She has taken millions of dollars from one of the countries called Qatar. The government of Qatar happens to be one of the largest sponsors of the Hamas terrorist group. Okay? She also was one of the architects of Obama's deal with Iran. So she has been helping Iran, brokering a deal to allow them ease up sanctions so that they can enrich uranium. Now, if you put that on top of the fact that she brokered a deal without congressional approval for Russia to have control of 20% of all U.S. uranium that is produced, and the fact that she took over $100,000 from Iran to the Clinton Foundation as a donation, there's some serious possible, ethical and criminal allegations that need to be investigated. Thank you all very much. God bless you. Down with Hillary! Down with Hillary! Down with Hillary! Down with Hillary! Not ready for 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 Hillary! Hillary, stop the lies! Hillary, stop the lies!
We had some, Hillary, come here for a quick second. I wanted to explain exactly what happened since I didn't partake in the witnessing of this. A couple, what happened, a car came by?
A car with many kids, I think maybe even 10. And there was a mother and another girl down. They asked for signs, we gave them the signs, and they took a little while to come back. We thought they were just supporting us, which is fine, and if they don't, that's okay too. They threw the signs at us, and they have the most vulgar, obscenities written on the car, things I cannot say.
It's on those signs on the
It's on the signs. There were mail cards.
Oh my God.
And the letter F.
Typical liberals. Typical liberals.
It's a disgrace. If they disagree with us,
It's America, you're talking about.
And they were kids, right?
all the kids to put all these voter
protests.
drawings.
We're showing the city and the country how to protest. This is how you
So you're saying that they drove by again in the car and threw it out the window at us, right? So that's what typical liberalism is about.
That's right.
That
Where are the
is
signs?
where
Let's see
when
them.
you don't agree with them, you're
Didn't they write on
keyword, everyone, mean-spirited, aren't we? But when you agree with them, oh, we love everyone's opinions and all that, we're progressives and we
Everything
love
is
everyone. Free, we love everyone. But when you disagree with them, oh, you are mean-spirited. You are, I guess. By definition, if you don't agree with Barack Obama, you must be racist. If you're black, you must be racist. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't like Bill Clinton, even though he sometimes comes through me. But is that acceptable? Because he's the same skin color as me, Bill Clinton? Good. At the end of the day, we only care about one color, and that's green. Green in our pockets and red, that we keep the bread in our bodies so we're not bleeding from the lowlights that are dying to us. So at the end of the day, that's what's going on here. We need to stop this stupid liberalism crap that is destroying America and wake the hell up, people, because guess what, liberals? They're coming for you too. They are coming for you too. And it's called Al-Qaeda. Close your damn borders. Close the borders. Because at the end of the day, we're all going to get it. Okay? Liberals, Republicans, everyone that's mean-spirited, we're all going to be getting one color, and they'll be green because we'll all be glowing at night from a nuclear bomb, from a 30 bomb. So when that happens, when we have our porous borders wide open, that's what's going to happen, people. So wake up. Wake up. Stop teaching your kids like lowlife, writing obscenities on signs and teaching them that, yes, public discourse is okay. As long as you burn down your city, as long as you burn down your cities and do other stupid things against people that you don't agree with. I'm sorry, we were just having a discussion over here. I was speaking with two socialists over there. Yes, we were going back and forth and saying I'm wrong on X, Y, Z subject matter. That's fine. But at the end of the day, we shook hands. We agreed to disagree. That's how it should go. You know, we're all Americans, even though we might not agree with each other 100% of the time, but at the end of the day, well, the only thing that matters is that we all respect each other.
Absolutely.
We respect each other. We say, listen, Hillary, we don't agree with you. Go in front of Congress. We want to know what's going on. We want a vetting process for anyone that runs for president.
Absolutely.
We need to know, especially someone that has a lot of baggage there.
Absolutely.
We need to know answers. We want answers. So at the end of the day, people, we need to wake up and remember. Yeah, you might agree with Hillary, you might not disagree with her, or whatever the case may be. But the point is, we need to make sure that we have the proper people in government protecting us, because at the end of the day, Democrat, Republicans, we're all going to get it. All right. Apparently I wasn't privy, because I was in a discussion with some socialists on the sidelines of here. Apparently, we could do a quick thing. Some kids came by in a car.
There was a car that passed by in front of the demonstration, and there were about 10 kids. There were 2 adults or more, and they asked us for signs, which we gave them, and maybe 10 or 15 minutes later they came back and they threw the signs at us, and they had the most vulgar drawings of the male organs and different sayings that I cannot say, they're too vulgar for me to say.
Just show them. This is what good liberal parents are teaching their kids. How old are they? About 15 years old?
10, 9.
Oh, 10, 9. Oh, 10, 9, and 8. 11 years old. Good liberals in, I guess, where are we, in the Heights over here? Brooklyn Heights. Good liberals, where they teach their kids. They're obviously pro-Hillary, supporting, because it says Hillary for president. Pro-Hillary, writing vulgar signs and throwing at this woman here on the floor when they gave the signs, thinking maybe they're supporting us or not. But when they came back, throwing the signs out the window of the car in front of them. We have here on the liberal side of the ledger. Now, the difference between the conservative side and the liberal side, we don't burn cities down when we are protesting. We don't attack people that are protesting against something we don't believe in and write vulgar stuff and throw things at them. So at the end of the day, it just shows how the hypocrisy of what liberals really do. They claim that they love you and everyone loves each other. When you disagree with them, go on. Of course, you are definitely mean-spirited, of course. They use that one catchphrase and they write these fun stuff. So it just shows the hypocrisy of what liberalism is really about. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming out here today. It was a beautiful day. Now it's nice and breezy. Good to get that hot air from a lot of counter-protesters as they were walking past us, giving us a lot of hot air. But, you know, at the end of the day, they have the right to have their opinion, and just like we have the right to have our opinion.
Yeah.
As we also seen before, when there was nice parents of good liberals, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds, they were coming here and they took some of our signs, and then they went off with a little car trip. I guess they colored within the lines, and when they drove back at about 10 to 15 minutes later, they wrote obscenities all over the sign, and they threw it out the car window in front of a woman. Okay, so at the end of the day, it shows respect to women, as Hillary shows respect to women, as we all seen, the way she pays the women with 72 cents on the dollar, which she paid our male counterparts. So at the end of the day here, we just showed the hypocrisy of what liberalism is all about. They talk a good game, they love everyone, they hug a tree, they all love everyone. But at the end of the day, when you disagree with them, you're just mean-spirited. And all the fun catchphrases, they love to take the car cover off and drive it out on a Sunday, like an old lady as she takes out that old beautiful Buick from 1965. She just takes it for a spin on Sunday to church, right? So they love to use those catchphrases just like that. So at the end of the day here, we're here to say that that Hillary Clinton has a lot to answer.
That's right.
Okay? We're not saying she doesn't have a right technically to run for office because she's a woman or anything stupid like that. Like people want to muddy the message and try to claim this is what we're here for. Absolutely not. As you can tell, we have women here. Yes. Why would they be against that? Margaret Thatcher was a great woman leader. Why would I be against that? Why would I be against someone like a Sarah Palin when she ran for vice president? Was I against that at the time? No. It has nothing to do with that issue. The only issue has to be that she has a lot of political baggage, or baggage to begin with, and she has to answer for that in front of Congress, because she was Secretary of State. She represented all of us, all of the American people. So she has to answer for those 4 lives that were lost in Benghazi. She has to answer for the email servers, which is now, where is it? Missing? Is it like Jimmy Hoffa's body? Where is it? Where is the servers? The 30,000 plus emails that have been eliminated. What is she hiding? The Clinton Foundation, how they raised over $100-something million, only spending 10% of that money, and they basically use it for traveling. But what is she doing with when she was Secretary of State and Bill Clinton was getting a whole bunch of speaking engagement money from foreign governments? What were they selling out? They were selling out a lot of things. They were selling out the American public. They were selling out Republicans. Ooh, most of us are Republicans, right? But they were also selling out liberals, conservatives, independents, socialists, whoever lives in this country. They were selling us all out, okay?
To the highest foreign
bidder. So at the end of the day here, we can't accept that. We want her to go in front of Congress with Congressman Trey Gowdy, and we want a subpoena. The Brooklyn Young Republican Club will be doing an online campaign pretty soon to have our congressmen and senators. We're going to be writing letters, and it's going to go directly to our local congressmen, senators, whoever, and basically say, we are calling for a subpoena for Hillary Clinton to appear in front of the American public.
Dana subpoena Hillary!
Dana subpoena Hillary, exactly. Woo! We need to have her go in front of Congress and explain herself. As Ricky Ricardo once said, you have a lot of explaining to do, Lucy. So she has a lot of explaining to do. And so at the end of the day, Bill Clinton has a lot to explain too.
Don't vote for his wife.
So he wants to get back in that White House, but at the end of the day, he's a little confused. Sometimes he was dazed and confused, not in hell. But I digress. But anyway, what I'm saying is, look, we started here today. We had a decent turnout, especially for Brooklyn, and a beautiful day that everyone was doing a 5-borough bike tour, and the traffic was not the greatest. But this is a start. This is a start.
More to come.
We are here just to call her out on what she's doing, and we want light on it. We want light on the subject. Okay? We want to know what is going on in our American government, because there's a lot of explaining to do with Obama and everyone else, but he's old news right now. We're talking about new news, which is old news, which is new news.
No more Clinton.
It's like a tennis match. You have Bush. You had Bush, you had Clinton, you had Bush, you have Clinton. I don't know. I'm going back and forth. My eyes are getting a little, so I don't know who to root for here. But not for Hillary, of course. Well, we have a whole bunch of candidates that will be in the Republican Party, and everyone will have an opportunity to hear them all, what they all stand for, and make your informed decisions of which candidate you want to support. And that's what is beautiful. That's what's beautiful about our American system here. We have the right to vote, and the people of America have to owe that right to our men and women of the service that served in our armed forces. Like Ilner's son here, he's still in Iraq. He's still in Afghanistan.
Very soon.
He'll be coming home soon, God bless.
Joined the Marines.
And her nephew just joined the Marines. It's people like that that make sure we're here today. That gives us the right to have this free speech and and gives us the right to do this. And we thank them. And all I think I want to say is when we leave here, let's make sure everything is clean and left where we got it.
Yeah.
Everything
How
is
to
clean.
protest.
This is how we protest. We don't curse, we don't
Destroy
throw things,
property.
we don't destroy property. We explain what we're here for. We're here for a particular reason.
Peaceful
Obviously, we
protest.
already said it, but we're here to be peaceful and give our constitutional rights to give that.
Great
to
job,
everyone.
Glenn. Great job.
So I want to thank everyone coming here. Everyone give yourselves a round of applause. right here. Thank you so much for coming.
Great job, man.
And God bless you all.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Glenn, great job, brother. Thank you. Great job.
Oh.